So what we want to do now is take a look at what would you do if you had to solve, if you had to find what x was or any variable and figure out what the missing angles were. We're going to take a look at complementary example. Remember, complementary equals 90 degrees. Here is a picture of a complementary set of angles. Two angles side by side, also known as adjacent. Adjacent means side by side. That add up to 90 degrees. So I have this plus this, and it equals 90. So I'm going to take what I know and write it out. The first angle plus the second angle equals a total of 90 degrees. Angle A, or first angle, plus the second angle equals 90. Now with any geometry formula I say, what can I combine first? Can I put anything together? Well, the 90 stays the same. On this side I have x plus x minus 20. First of all, I should always take subtraction and make it into addition. So that's negative 20. Can I add x plus negative 20? I can only add parts of this. Only things that share a common variable or they don't have a variable at all. So I have an x here. What is the coefficient? What number goes in front of the x? Something has to go there. No, it's not 0. 0 times anything makes it disappear. I need the x. So what is the coefficient? Coefficient is the number in front of the variable. Has to be a 1. What's the coefficient in front of this x? That's right, it's 1. So let's join things together. 1x plus 1x. 2x. I still have a negative 20. So I combined those, I added that down, we're good. I cannot combine these, why not? What does this not have? It does not have an x. So I'm ready now to solve. You have to remember back how to remove things. How do I get rid of an added number? How do I get rid of a multiplied number? Let's do the added number first. How do I get rid of a negative 20? I must add. What do I add to both sides? Its opposite. Its opposite is 20. Negative 20 plus 20 go away. The only thing I have left on the left-hand side is 2x. On the right-hand side, 90 plus 20 is 11 with a 0, 110. I'm ready to get rid of a multiplied 2. How do I get rid of a multiplied 2? No, I don't add the opposite, I multiply. By what? The reciprocal. 1 over 2, 1 over 2. The 2's cancel out, I'm left with x. 1/2 times 110, 55. I solved for x. Now you have to be careful here, it depends on what the question wants. If it says solve for x, you're done. If it says what are the angle measurements, then you're not done. You have to go back into your picture. If x is 55, that means this x is 55. This angle was x minus 20. If x is 55, put in 55 for x. What is 55 minus 20? 35. How could you check? 55 plus 35 had better equal to what? It better equal 90. Complementary adds up to 90. Complementary adds up to 90. I'm going to go just a little faster. Please feel free to pause, rewind, whatever. But I have a time limit here. So let's take a look at supplementary angles equal to 180. Why? Because 180 is a straight angle. Has an S in it, so does the word supplementary. So if I have a picture, one angle is x minus 60. I'm going to take my pieces and make an equation. The first angle plus the second angle equals 180. That's my definition, that two angles add up to 180. Make my change. I have a minus again. It's just coincidence, it's not every time. So 180 on this side. Can I combine things on the left? The coefficient of x is, Okay, again, this is coincidence that it's similar to the last problem. They're not all like this. 1x plus 1x is 2x plus negative 60. I need to get rid of the added number first. What do I add to both sides? Positive 60. It's opposite. Positive 60. 60 and negative 60 cancel out. I'm left with 2x equals 120. Oops, I subtracted. I should have added. About 240. Get rid of the multiply 2. Multiply by the reciprocal of 2, which is 1 over 2. Twos cross off, I'm left with x. 1/2 of 240 is 120. If I need to, I can go back to my problem. X is 120. That means this side is 120 degrees. This side is 120 minus 60, which is 60. How do I check? Add them up, and I should get 180 degrees. Again, filling. The last type is vertical angles. Remember, they are equal. They're back to back. Although the concept is fairly simple, sometimes the solving is a little more complicated just because they are equal to each other. What I often like to do is, if I take a look at the picture, it says what this angle is, it's equal to 2 times x plus 23. This side is 15x plus 10. What I like to do is just put an equal sign between them. That way I know this side is equal to that side. Which, by the way, when you think about triangles, which type of triangle set 2 angles equal to each other? Do you remember? They look like this, where the 2 opposite angles were equal. That's right, it's isosceles. Okay, so this is equal to that. Let's write it. 2x plus 23 equals 15x plus 10. How comes there's no 90? What about 180? The reason is because these are not complementary or supplementary. Vertical simply means they're back to back and they're equal. So what do I do? If you remember back with the triangles, I have variables on both sides, here and on this side of my equal sign. So what I need to do is get rid of them, at least on one side. So I look, this has a coefficient of 15. This has a coefficient of 2. It's easier if you get rid of the lower of the 2 coefficients. Let's get rid of a 2x. Well, if I have an added 2x, what do I add to both sides? What's the opposite of 2x? That's right, negative 2x. Let's combine. 2x plus negative 2x is 0. I'm left with a 23 on this side. On this side, which of the 3 items can I put together? 15x, 10, negative 2x. That's right, it's the 15x and the negative 2x. 15 plus negative 2 is 13x. That crosses off, because they joined in to form 13x. What I'm still left with is a plus 10. So now I have variables on one side, which is a great thing. That's what I need. But I have to get rid of an added number and a times number. How do I get rid of an added number first? Added 10, add the opposite, negative 10. Negative 10. On the right-hand side, 10 plus negative 10 is 0. I get 13x on this side. Negative 10 plus 23 is 13. I'm almost done. I know you look and say, well, just divide by 13. You're not allowed to divide this year. Why? Because we're getting better at algebra. That's why. Okay, times the reciprocal, 1 over 13. Times the reciprocal, 1 over 13. 13's cross off, I'm left with x. 13's cross off, I'm left with 1. So what does that mean? It means x equals 1. If I need to go back and solve,